Hi everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to film my July 2025 planner sticker kit lineup with little bits of foil because there's a couple of weeks that I want to highlight. July is historically not my favorite month. If you have a birthday or an anniversary or something cool to celebrate in July, I wish you great happiness with that. It usually gets quite hot here, especially the first couple of weeks of July. And there's usually not a whole lot going on. However, later this month we do have some concerts we're going to, so that's quite exciting. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing I've pulled are just some die cut stickers that I have that I think I want to use to decorate my dashboard. I don't really have like a postcard or a journaling card that I feel matches this month, so I just pulled some die cuts, so you'll see those in my monthly plan with me. And yeah, let's just take a look at my monthly and weekly kits for July. So first of all, I do use a monthly kit, and this month I am switching back to Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I kind of ran out of patterns from Planner Pixie Co. that I enjoyed, and then also Tanya debuted this for July, and I was like, absolutely perfect, absolutely need that. So I pulled the character sheet as well. It's called Molly Loves Seafood with Friends because I might use a few of these pieces to decorate or to mark things this month. I will definitely be using this the first week of July as well because it's going to be Clover's adoptiversary and we're planning to feed them fish, and cats get really excited about fish if you don't know. So this is the 2-page July 2025 Molly Loves Seafood with Friends monthly kit. Molly's here with her friends. I feel like this last year, introduced my husband to the concept of the tin fish girly, and he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're basically a tin fish girly. He's not so much about like the aesthetics of it, he just really loves stinky fish. He's the one who introduced me to oysters for sure. So you can redate this how you please because the days of the week are separate from the bars that you use to decorate. And then I love these colors. This is the second page of the kit. And I don't think I'm going to be marking any birthdays this month. One of our dogs growing up had a July birthday, which I feel like is pretty typical of dogs because, you know, the summertime. But I don't really mark that anymore. This year she would be 19 years old, so she is no longer with us if you can't tell from that age, but I don't think I'm gonna mark that. And then I don't have anybody else close to me who has a July birthday, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's the monthly kit. I'm really looking forward to using it. I think it's a great summer theme because it's like being by the ocean and yeah, really cute. So that'll be my monthly kit. And then getting into the weekly kits, I am going to use some art that I've already used before, but July 1st through this week starts with June 30th, technically. June 30th through July 7th is, of course, Independence Day, but for us, it is Clover's adoptiversary. We'll have had her for 2 years. Feels like she's been here forever. But if you're new here, we've gone through a lot with this little kitten since adopting her 2 years ago. Don't have time to get into all of it right now, but it was a lot. So, but she's still here and she's amazing, so we celebrate. Every moment that we have with her just feels like bonus time at this point because we got to a really scary place with her after only having her for like 3 months. So I'm going to use Apple Blossom Prints Cat Mom. I could use this kit or this art like once a year for forever. The year that we adopted Clover, I used the mini kit version of this kit, so I still have some leftovers for that. I guess I was on a budget or something, so I just got the mini kit version. So I still have an extra fashion box that kind of looks like me, and then these ones came with the kit, and then I have a couple of pieces of deco and a sidebar sticker and a couple of like glitter headers and a functional habit tracker. So I'll pull those in if I need them, but I did pick up the ultimate kit version of the kit, which I'm glad I did because Apple Blossom Prints is closed now, sadly. So I'm glad I got this when I did because I feel like this was one of the few shops that picked up this art. And as we've established, I absolutely love this art. Do any of these cats look like any of my cats? No. But does this little tabby cat with a teddy bear kind of remind me of my little baby Clover? Absolutely. So this is the kit. This kind of reminds me of my cats because my two cats, if you have not seen them, are calicos, but they are calico and tabby. So basically any spot where they're supposed to have like a solid patch, they have a striped patch of that color. So yeah, I'm excited to have the ultimate kit version of this because that means I can use this probably multiple times. Plus I like these little scalloped labels and the little tiny labels. So yeah. I think I recently learned that Emma K Plans, I forget if that's the username, but was kind of either the inspiration behind this kit or like, if I'm remembering correctly, won some sort of giveaway. And that's how we ended up with this beautiful art from Nella from Clip Art Kits. So yeah, super excited to use this again. Like I said, I could use this once a year, every year for forever. And then I feel like purple and silver is what the vibes for this kit. So I just have little bits of silver foil from like Alicia Craft, The Giving Girl, Sticker Guru, and then I have this lavender hollow script sampler from Plannahannah that I can bring in. I was reading Mental Breakdown and yeah. So that'll be everything for that very first week of July. It is a very special week for us at this point. So happy to celebrate with that. Then we get into some weeks of July where I'm like, these could go any particular way. I don't know what we're doing these weeks. That happens a lot with summer weeks. We talked about it in my June kit lineup. So for the week of July 7th through the 13th, I don't really know what's going on other than I have a doctor's appointment. So I'm just gonna plan to use leftovers and we'll see where the week takes us. So I have a kit from Cinderella Paper, who is also closing down, I hope, temporarily at the end of June. So by the time you're seeing this, she's probably closed the shop for now, just to deal with some family stuff. But this is called Something Blue by Cinderella Paper. This was kind of like a seaside type of kit, but the boxes I have left over could really work for any time. Like there's a carousel and a door. This kind of gives me like Carmel by the Sea vibes, which is a little town, a seaside town here. It's very touristy. I don't think I've ever been. We could do that this week, I guess, if we wanted to drive a whiles out. Whoa, that was, don't know where my speech went there, sorry. Like I have all these leftovers. I'm not like super excited about what I have left over from this kit, but we are going to use it, and especially if it's just kind of like a whatever type of week, then that works for using whatever stickers I happen to have left. And then I have this full box left over from a Prairie Planner freebie. I do want to get like a full kit of this art. It's a very nice like blue color scheme, which is not normally my thing, but I feel like it works for this. And like an anytime kit of like planner stuff. And I feel like I need like more anytime kits that are not seasonal in my stash. Anyway, so that is for the second week of July, Something Blue by Cinderella Paper. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen this week. I did have to change something in my June lineup, so I think I showed like a carnival kit in June. I swapped it out for more of like a party theme kit because we went to my sister's birthday party. But yeah, that's what I've got going for that for now. And then we start getting into some more exciting plans the next couple of weeks. So I thought about redating this particular week, so July 14th through the 20th. I thought about making it like an 8-day week or somehow shifting things around because we're going to 2 concerts in the same week, but they're not on the calendar in the same week, if that makes sense. So I thought about doing that, but then I was like, there's so many like cute concert kits out there. I might as well just use 2 of them. So I have 2 very different ones here, although they both have bright colors, so that's kind of exciting. So first I have I'm a Fake by Scribble Prints Co. because we're going to see My Chemical Romance, so I thought this was perfect for that. So I have the kit freebie. I have the full boxes. This is the mini kit version. What's funny is that My Chemical Romance is going to be an outdoor show, and the next concert I'll talk about is going to be an indoor show, so really this art would make more sense for the indoor show, but I think this makes more sense for the band that we're seeing. So this is the second page of the mini kit with the deco and some functional bits. The glitter headers, extra full boxes, movie marquees, those will be fun to use for the concert, I think. I love these shapes. I can never remember if she's kept the shapes in newer versions of her kits. I do really love the hexagons. I don't know why. There's something about a hexagon that's just like real cool to me. This is the labels page and then the washi page, which I will need, not need, but like this calls for some sort of overlay. I don't love solid washi anymore. I'm gonna be really honest. I just feel like I don't like kits where you have to add more stuff on top of the kit. That's just me. Destroy negative energy with the power of music. That is kind of the vibe with going to these concerts this year. So I have that, and then I pulled like a bunch of like random hollow bits that I have in my collection. So I have like these page flags that are in Shattered Hollow. I have these headers from Sticker Guru that are solid. I have a bunch of SPC bits and bobs. Especially because this is a mini kit, I feel like having some extra flags might be helpful. So I have it in the plain pattern and the marbling pattern. I was like looking at this earlier trying to figure out if this was hollow or silver. And I put it in the hollow section of my collection and I couldn't tell. But then in this lighting, it's definitely hollow. And then I have some Planahana scripts in various hollow patterns. I might not use anything from that, but might as well pull it. And then I've got some more headers and another like Shattered Hollow page flag. So I'll probably pull in some of this as an overlay for the washi, or I just might not even use that washi because do I even need to? I could put some of these across it. That might look interesting. Or I could just, these are each individually cut out bows. So I could like just put those across. Obviously they're not transparent, but that could work, right? Let me know what you think. I'm always open for input about how to make a week better if I don't have like a full kit or I don't have a full foil bundle, which I often don't because I'm cheap, quite frankly. But yeah, that I'm always open to input. So any help you can give me is appreciated. So that will be for the third week of July for My Chemical Romance. So that's I'm a Fake by Scribble Prints Co. And then the next week, we're going to see Death Cab for Cutie. So it wasn't really the plan to see like two concerts so close to each other, but we had bought the My Chemical Romance tickets a while ago. My husband did, because he's really the motivation behind wanting to go, although I am discovering I love their music too. And then I think I was like randomly browsing and seeing that My Chemical Romance's New Jersey show, Death Cab for Cutie, is a guest. So then I was like, okay, is Death Cab for Cutie touring right now? And I looked it up and they were. So this is not, when it comes to like indie or folksy, more acoustic type artists, I am usually at a loss for what to use. I feel like we've got a lot of kits out there for pop music because obviously there's a few, more than a few out there for country music. There's maybe a couple for like emo or rock music. And then as far as indie, I have no idea. So I'm using Festival Vibes from Planner Face. I don't think I'll ever go to like a festival necessarily. I like just going to see the artists that I want to see. So anyway, I have an extra full box freebie, more extra full boxes, the functional sampler on the deco page, the regular full boxes. Like I said, Death Cab for Cutie is at a venue that's indoors. So like the blue sky here does not apply. This would be more relevant actually to the My Chemical Romance concert, but this was the closest I could find that kind of like reminded me of like a more acoustic type band. Does that make sense? Let me know what genre Death Cab for Cutie is supposed to be anyway. Like I feel like we say indie for a lot of music that I listen to, but at this point they're like, what does indie mean anymore when people are really famous, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I love the colors of this kit. I think these three, this would be great as a fall music festival kit, which in Sacramento we do have Aftershock in the, is it in the fall? I don't know. It's not my genre of music. My husband has looked at going since we've moved here, but then he saw it was only like one or two bands that he would really want to see. So that has not happened. Anyway, I am rambling on. I am so sorry. yeah, that's festival vibes. This is probably my favorite box with like the decorated guitar and the donuts and that purse. Like this is very me. This is cute. I'm gonna pull in gold foil with this. I just have a bunch of random bits and bobs with gold foil. So I think that makes sense for this. But yeah, originally I thought about just getting some sort of maybe like the ultimate kit version of I'm a Fake and using it for both concerts and like doing an 8-day week. But I don't know. I wanted to use as much art as possible. I don't go to concerts that often. I feel like I've definitely been influenced by Cafe with Anna and Corks and Corks Co. to go to more concerts. Because I feel like both of them are always talking about going to concerts. And I'm like, I want to go to a concert. And so if you're either of you are watching this, just know you are technically influencing me. So yeah, I feel like we're averaging now like 2 concerts a year. There might be another one we go to later this year, but the tickets haven't gone on sale yet. So we shall see. So yeah, I just have a bunch of random gold foil in my collection from various shops that I might use to decorate. Some of the boxes, this is not my whole gold foil collection. I have a bunch of like old Taylor Swift quotes from Planet Hannah in gold as well, but they never really, they're quotes that never really fit the vibe of the week. So yeah. Anyway, that is everything for the 4th week of July, where I'm gonna see Death Cab for Cutie. The reason I really wanted to go see Death Cab for Cutie this time is, I think it was 2022 they were touring, and they were coming to the Hollywood Bowl, which at the time we were living in Orange County, so that made sense for us. And then I didn't get tickets. I forget why. We were planning a wedding. I was having a bachelorette party, all these things. And then my friend went, and I was like, well, now I'm jealous. So we're not going to pass up that opportunity again. So yeah, that is everything for that week. And then I'm going to show this week in this planner lineup, or this kit lineup, I should say, but I might change my mind later depending on what happens. So this is for the week of July 28th through August 3rd, I believe. And I have no idea what's going on this week either. So I'm just gonna pull this in, and then depending on what happens this week, we might change this one. So I have an Apple Blossom Prince leftovers set. So I used this last year for going to an aquarium, and I have no plans to go to an aquarium this year. The best one in our area is definitely Monterey Bay, which we went to last year, but it's very expensive. It's a great cause, like it's a great aquarium. It is worth it, but like this time of year, it's very crowded. So keep that in mind. Monterey is great. It's just a very pricey place to be. I've been a few times in the last couple of years for various, mostly like meeting up with family. That's basically been my last 2 trips to Monterey. But it's beautiful. It's a great getaway from the heat that we have inland, but she's expensive, but she's beautiful. So, you know, anyway, I love the deco I have left over. I love the deco in this kit just in general. This is a gorgeous kit, and I love the patterns that I have with it too. So, yeah, not planning to go to an aquarium, but at the same time, it's like you can kind of make this into an anytime kit as well. I've been thinking about getting underlays, although I've been kind of like not using foil a lot lately, especially underlays, just because I've been feeling a little burnt out of foil underlays. Like picking them out and matching them up and everything can be fun until it starts to feel like a chore. Do you know what I mean? So like with these types of boxes, I'm like, oh, this would look great with an underlay, like especially like a water pattern or something. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Let's just use the kit. So yeah, I might redo this one in my August lineup, since it's like half the week is August anyway, if I change my mind. But I love the plushies in the gift shop portion of this. But if I do decide to use it this week, then I won't show it in the August lineup. All right, so just to recap, Aquarium by Apple Blossom Prince, who unfortunately doesn't seem like you can buy anything from her anymore. So that's sad. The week before that, so July 21st, I have Festival Vibes from Planner Face, and I'll pull in bits of gold foil as I see fit. The week before that, We've got I'm a Fake by Scribble Prints Co. Once I can pick up all these bits and bobs. Oops, there's another freebie for festival vibes. Yes, we have I'm a Fake by Scribble Prints Co. And Hollow Foil, which would also look cool with the aquarium art, honestly. And then the week before that, we have no idea what is happening in our lives because it is summer. So we have Something Blue by Cinderella Paper and other random blue full boxes because blue, dabba dee, dabba da. That was silly. Do not laugh at that. Anyway. And then the most special week in July, we have Cat Mom by Apple Blossom Prints, the full kit version this time. And we'll pair that with silver foil as we see fit. And then finally, we have Itty Bitty Sticker Co.'s July monthly kit because it's got cats, it's got seafood, it's got all the things I love about summer, as well as that deco sheet. And then we will play around with some die cuts on the dashboard page to introduce ourselves to the month, whatever the heck that means. All right, that's it. That is what I've got pulled for July. Some of these things could change. The concert weeks and the Clover week will not change because why would we do that? But yeah, that's what I got. Let me know what you are up to in July 2025. Let me know what kits you've got pulled. Do you do like all summer? Do you have any special events coming up that you pull for instead? And yeah, I hope it's a good month for you. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.